good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome. It's Nurse Richard, the Wax Wizard. I've got a rare treat for you today, and it's a ruler shot. No, I don't do ruler shots very often. I'll tell you why in a minute, but the reason why I took a ruler shot of these two ears here that you're going to see is because they were humongous. These two plugs came out really quickly too. But they'd filled up this poor lady's entire ear canal to the point where she could barely hear a thing out of either ear. She oiled it really well. Have a look at this. Just when you think that's the end of it's coming soon, it just keeps coming and coming and coming. Oh, look at the size of that. That's a whopper. A few little smears here and there, they're not significant at all. Second one was pretty similar as well. So I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to have to get a ruler shot for this one for you. The reason why I don't is I don't tend to have much space in between patients when I see them. It's literally one after the other. And in between patients, I've got to do a thorough clean down of everything, all the equipment, the chairs that I sit on, all the equipment that we use, myself. And I include in that anything that I pulled out of someone's ear, straight in the bin. In the clinical waste bin that's got to get incinerated. Hang on, here this comes. Oh no, next one. I'll get a pop ready for the next one. It's worth one, trust me. And so anything that comes out of someone's ear, it goes straight in the clinical waste bin for collection. And then every week or so, there's a man in a van comes, takes these bags away, and they get incinerated at some waste incineration place. I don't know where it goes. I just know I have to pay for somebody to come and do it. It's part of the regulations that we have. Anyway, this one was the one that was giving her more trouble. Believe it or not, she could hear okay from the other one. Look at that. Absolute belter, that one. And it's left behind a fair few layers of dead skin, which is going to peel away. I'm not going to peel away everything. I'm just going to try and tear it to the side. There's no need to peel all the way down to the eardrum for stuff like this. It's not ready to come away, more often than not. I've got another 2 ears after this. Some nice, delicate, dry skin stuff that I think you'll enjoy, so stay tuned. That's coming up after the infamous ruler shot. And here it is, ta-da! So as you can see, about 1.5 centimetres each, those fairly big chunks. And it's solid. It's not like stretched out or anything like you can do with these big pieces sometimes. It was just one solid big chunk. Anyway, a very happy patient indeed. The second one, this wasn't bothering the patient too much, believe it or not. This one, more of a irritation. The second one was a bit fuller. Very difficult to get inside this ear. I know I've said this quite a few times before. What you're seeing here, you can't see behind this image. There's bends and nooks and crannies and all kinds of things that you have to navigate your way around to get to that point. And this was a really small ear to get in. It was really tricky. She'd not oiled this one, she had oiled the other one because that was the one that was giving her trouble. It's more fully blocked, but this was actually a bit trickier to remove. This is the fine-in tube. So that's what I was saying, that's like about 1 millimetre. It's really small, that. And if that gives you some appreciation of just how little this ear is. It's really tiny. I've seen her before. I think she had some surgery, but it's more on the outer part of the ear. About a year ago, I want to say. I think she had certainly beginnings of a basal cell carcinoma, basically skin cancer on the skin in the ear, but thankfully she got the all clear for that. So that's all good. And we're just going to try and wiggle out these last few little bits of skin. I did try and peel away as much as I could, because she did have a fair bit of trouble with itchiness in this ear, so I thought we'll get away as much of this as we can. As much as we safely can anyway. It's not always easy, especially in this area here, because you can see all the hairs are in the way. So it's fairly difficult for me to see what I'm doing. I know you probably can't see what's going on. It's no different for me. I can barely see too. But we managed to peel away a fair amount of this. And the other one, it's kind of why it got blocked up was as the skin naturally sheds. I know a lot of you will know this. It's called epithelial migration. Skin moves outwards as it sheds out the ear. And kind of what happens in the other one, I suspect anyway, is the entire, like, let's imagine it as like a cocoon, sheds to the outer part of the ear, and instead of like just falling out, it kind of folds over on itself, so you end up with this fully blocking the ear canal. I think that had happened in the other one, and that's why she could barely hear anything at all. But I tried to get away as much of this as I could, just to prevent this from becoming a problem. Chances are she'd have been back before too long with this one if we hadn't have done this. So yeah, it wasn't ready to peel away any further than that. Eardrum looking good. Yeah, you'll see me come away quite quickly after this, because as soon as I put, you better jump a little bit, which you can do for some patients, which is why you always need to be prepared to come out of the ear as soon as you can. It's just a little noise, that's all it was. It was just a little squeak that just made a jump. And as you can see, it's not as dry as the other one, so it comes out a little bit better. Again, pretty much all of it is just layers of dead skin in this one. Another small ear too, so still with the fine end tube, but it's pretty much sticking out the ear now. So I'm just going to gently pull it. It's quite a long one as well when he came out this. I didn't get a real shot on this one. You'd have been disappointed. It looks huge, yet it's really not. But it's a nice long stringy skin ribbon. I know a lot of you like skin ribbons, don't you? And left behind a couple of little annoying flakes there, so I'm just going to try and tear that off. Thankfully it came off with fairly easily. Now this one, you can still see it's attached very, very deep down in the ear. Now the reason I'm not going in too deep with that is because it was squeaking quite a bit. So I just hovered around the outside and tried to pull it, and thankfully it just snapped upwards. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. But for now, take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da.